PEP Radio is a part of the Pennsylvania Equality Project that plays music, news, and weather, actively advocating for the LGBTQ+ and disabled since 2024.
PEP Radio, available on Live 365, Roku, Alexa, and at paquality.com.
Here at Gay SA Radio, we're very happy to welcome the Othering podcast to our airwaves. Catch the show every Thursday at noon CAT, bringing fresh voices and compelling conversations straight to you.
Head over to gsaradio.stream to find out how you can tune in and become part of our family. Don't miss it, only on Gay SA Radio, where you are family.
One man and one woman join forces to rid the world
What are you doing?
of inequality and fascism.
Seriously?
I'm trying I'm trying to do a promo here.
For whom? What are you doing?
Welcome to the Othering Podcast with Mike and Dory.
Hello. Ooh, I love your glasses.
Hi, thank you.
Those are awesome.
I was like questioning if I look queer enough, and then I was like, I need to get these glasses, so there's no question about it.
Yes, of course.
All right, today we are talking to Midas. Midas is a queer, trans, and neurodivergent educator, peer supporter, and community organizer with over 7 years of frontline experience. They have led peer mentorship programs, equity trainings, and many advocacy initiatives. They are the longest continually running coordinator for the longest continually running 2S LGBTQ+ organization in Canada, the Glow Center. Midas is also the partner of Savage Penguin, who you may have recently heard.
Yes.
Welcome, Midas. It's great
Yes,
to have
welcome.
you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be doing this.
We're excited to talk to you.
Yes.
So let's start with that Glow Net. Now, that is awesome. And like, how did you guys start it? And, what kind of made you say, we need this? Because, Canada is like the nicest place on earth.
So, I moved to Canada in 2018, and I was just looking for my people. I was so nervous to walk into the Glow Center. Like, I knew we had a service for queer and trans people, but I didn't have the nerve to walk in. So I was like, I'm gonna volunteer, so I have a purpose to be there. And then I started volunteering, and then I became an executive, and then I took over as a coordinator for almost 3 years. One of the things that I really enjoyed doing was celebrating, like planning and for the celebration of Glow's 50th anniversary. Technically, University of Toronto has the longest organization. They were established in, I believe, 69, and Glow was established 71. But Glow stuck around continuously, so that's why they hold the title of continuously running. And through that, I was so fortunate to meet older coordinators and people who were like actually there when Glow was starting. Some people know Jean Parrott as like one of the organizer and activist in Waterloo region. He was actually like one of the people who were there on the first day. So I'm very fortunate to hold that position for some time, and I will always like use that little bit for my fun fact.
It's an awesome fun fact.
Yeah. So outside of that organization, what is the queer community like in Canada versus the US? Is it more accepting? Is it better there?
Yeah. So I knew I needed to leave my country, Iran, because being queer is punishable by death. And I was very young when I came out. I was 13 or 14. And I was so fortunate to have a mother that was like, I love you, I'm going to protect you, so let's get you out of here. Um, Queer community is very different. I would say like you see a lot more queer people just walking down the street in Tehran, and of course, I was in the capital, so like you see a lot of like queer people that are pushing against those rules, trying to educate the society, change, make things better for us. But I also love the queer community here. I learned so much here. I like became the person I am through working for Glow and then later on working for different queer organizations.
I like that, and I'm glad that you had that mother. We all need a mother like that. That's like, you know what? We're gonna keep you safe, and we're gonna keep you happy.
Yeah, it's a it's really sad that's a really low bar that like
Yes.
Yeah.
for queer and trans people. Like I just want a mother who's gonna love me and keep me safe.
It is sad that that's the low bar, and I wish it wasn't. Like, I wish that the bar was just, it didn't matter. We love you anyway. And, you know, that should be the bar, the lowest of the low. And then, you know, go from there, like having parties if they want it. And, you know, all of those things that celebrate you being you. And so, you know, for those mothers, I want to speak and say that I'm glad that you had that type of mother. And I think we can all do better. But, you know, we're trying, we're getting there. And that's kind of where you have to start. And I just hope that other mothers that are listening, you know, it doesn't matter what your kid turns out to be, as long as you love them. Because if you love them, they're going to turn out great.
And also, like, I think it's a weird expectation for kids to turn it. Like, kids usually turn out something that you did not expect it at all.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's really funny. My mom tells this story that like my mom's a single mom and she raised me by herself, and she had to like protect me from my dad too, not only like raise me, but she always says that like she would talk with her friends and be like, oh, if this happened with my child, I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do that. And the one thing she never thought about was that like what I'm going to do if my kid is queer. But I always say like you can't be mad at people about the things that they're not like educated on. It's really unfair to those people. So I was really fortunate that like I had that like bar of like I know my mom loves me. I know my mom's gonna protect me, and then everything from like this is me. This is what I'm gonna do with my life. It's just been work in progress, but like I also like know how like I value that so much. I'm happy that I have a mother who's like willing to put in the work.
Yeah. And that's just, I mean, being a parent is hard as hell. And, you know, having to do it solo because, you know, something happens and it's 10 times harder because you got to be mom and dad. And, or mom and mom or dad and dad, whatever. But it's just, it's a hard profession. And I think we should kind of treat it like a profession because you spend like 24/7 doing so many things for your kids.
And it's really difficult.
And it's very difficult. And the least we can do as parents is not ask our kids to be like us, not ask our kids to be, you know, reach a certain pinnacle or something like that. The only thing I want for my kids is to have it better than I did. And, you know, that's it. And as long as they're not, you know, like murdering people and then eating their bodies, I think I've made it pretty good as a parent.
So
So has your mom continued to move with you as you've moved to different areas?
no,
No.
it was just me. I
Okay.
moved to Canada alone. I found family within the community. I found family with my friends. And then I found the Izzy, Savage Penguin, which is my family with Luna, our little black cat. I'm sure you
Yes.
saw him last
I
time.
think so, yeah.
God knows where he is.
I love kitty cats, especially black cats. They're my favorite.
He's perfect. He's perfect indeed.
So before you started at the center, were you a big advocate and doing other things for the community outside of that as well? Is that something you've always kind of been big on?
No, I would say like growing up in Iran, like I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I was familiar with like very subtle civil disobedience, but not anything that will like get me terribly in trouble.
Of
Like
course.
seeing state violence, like in the street, it's it's sometimes easier to protect yourself. And like being queer, I knew that like it would be like 10,000 times worse for me if anything was to happen. And I think like that's kind of like where I wrong when I went wrong with my degree. I chose mathematics. Like if 14-year-old like Midas knew there's something as like social work or like anything similar to that, like mind blown. Um, Glow was my introduction to advocacy. It was my
Okay.
introduction to like organizing. It taught me a lot of the things that like I know how to do, from event planning to like a lot of like things that I use in my employment
Mm-hmm.
now. Um, it kind of prepared me for anything and everything. And that's a, like I think is a really interesting like topic to like look into, like what student advocates, especially queer and trans women, go through within university campuses, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy.
No,
No.
it's not
No.
easy at all. I mean, you're dealing with so many different feelings and so many different cultures and so many different thought processes, trying to merge as to one big group. And, it's hard enough when you're a teenager and you've got hormones raging. Then you go to college and your hormones are still like, yeah. so, and then you have to deal with more of a socialization type of thing that is a lot different than high school. And I think that's where kind of a lot of it kind of just like, oh my God, what do I do? What can I do? Because it's also the first time a lot of people are free from their parents.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but for me, sorry, mom and dad, but I was like, trying everything. I was, I went to like raves and, things like that just because I could. And it was like, nobody's going to stop me now. And it's just like, oh my God, what is this feeling? And, when you think about that and then try to also be a good contributing member of society from the get-go is very hard. And I commend anybody who is able to do that and still, make it through college or even high school.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm barely making it out, but I'm so proud of myself for making it out. It's been years, but hopefully this is the last course I'm taking ever. But you're absolutely right. It's so difficult to be adult. And like I would say it's also hard to be the student. So you're the governing like body, and everything that is happening, it's very directly. It's a little society, but like it has more pressure because everything is like in a small scale, and a lot of the advocacy, like advocacy projects go like need to go through many processes, many people, and I think it's like a very good preparation of like what to expect when you're doing that work outside with the government, with the different groups. But also difference in university campuses is that like you're directly affected because everything is about what is going to happen to students, and it gets frustrating when it doesn't necessarily follows like our like governmental laws. And there are like all those little loopholes that they can get away with things that are not necessarily right. But yeah,
I understand.
yeah, I'm thinking about like I said something like along the lines of like I'm proud of myself for getting out. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm in a place in my life right now that I'm like really depressed, And I'm thinking a lot about a friend that I lost during the time that we were um, working together at like University of Waterloo, like student association, and how like this is the kind of work that like sometimes people don't get out of.
All right.
And I know that like I'm ready to move past this chapter.
And yes,
Yeah.
it's a tough chapter, but you're doing just beautifully. And you know that's all that's all that matters is, are you trying? Do you wake up every day and try? And you know, not to be, you know, like your mother or something, but that's just what it is that when you're going through these changes, and you're going to go through a whole lot as you get older, and sometimes you think that you're finally done, you've reached who you're going to be, and then boom, something new comes in and changes your whole thought process. And each step of the way, be proud of the fact that you still keep waking up and trying. Even if it seems like the biggest flop ever, it doesn't matter. You tried. You did something. That's what, you know, is important. And I think that we kind of like lose that as we get older, because especially here in the States, it's, you know, all about, well, you're not successful unless you're a billionaire type of thing. And, you know, it's money, 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 money. And I want to counter that with, that's not true. Success, for one thing, is personal, and it should be personal, because you are the one that has to go through it. You have to, you know, dig the trenches. You have to do the work to get to where you want to be, not where everyone else wants you to be. And when you do things for everyone else, you'll never be happy. If you do things for yourself, and I'm not saying, you know, be narcissistic either, but say it's all mine, but if you do it for yourself, it means so much more, and it makes it that much sweeter when you come out the other side. And, you know, unfortunately, there are going to be times when life is going to suck major fucking shit. And it's not going to feel like there's a light, but always remember that you can be your own light.
Love that.
Thank you. Pulled that right out of my ass. No. It's just,
I think that's so important. No, like when we're looking around, like right now, there, like with everything that is happening, with ICE terrorizing
Yes.
US, with literal genocide happening in Palestine, like
Yes.
with what is happening in Iran, like the government just killed, I don't know, I want to say 30,000 people, but like maybe it's a lot more than that at this point. It's really easy to like lose that hope, but it's those little things like waking up in the morning, and you're absolutely right. Like living in capitalist world, we're constantly told that like we need to be productive, and we don't need to. We can sometimes be vegetables.
Yes.
That's okay.
and if that's all you can do, that's perfectly beautiful too.
And as cheesy and horrible as it sounds, you have to enjoy what you have around you while you have it, and really take that to heart as you go along, and remember that it's good what you have. Maybe what's going on around you is shit, like the government here, but what you have with you, that's what's kept me going all these years, having Dory, having the family that I have here, and just remembering what I have that's good, and not necessarily thinking about the bad that's around me.
Yeah, and it is hard. It's very hard. There are times when I would just love to scream, rip my hair out, or, you know, preferably shave it so I don't hurt myself, but it just like let it all out and just be like, why? Why do we have to be the ones that go through this? And it breaks my heart that, you know, all of this conflict, the genocides that are going on, and, you know, the suppression of dissent and everything like that. It breaks my heart that people have to do that, that they have to go through that. And, you know, unfortunately, it still comes down to religion and prejudice, racism. And at some point, we just have to keep trying and push and, you know, let people know that you can believe in a higher power, and or you can believe in nothing. It's up to you. It's your choice. And, that morality doesn't come from a book. It comes from your heart. And if your heart's telling you that you need to kill people, you need to re-examine yourself. And if it's telling you to help people, find any way you can. Sometimes it's just showing up. And I am so sorry that your friend passed and left us. And, it's an awful thing to have to go through. And to those that have lost people, just know that there's others that are right there listening if you need to, or if you just want to sit in proximity and be quiet. That's okay too. We got to stop trying to have to voice everything at every moment. Sometimes a nice little quietness works, and kind of reaffirming yourself within, saying, I am worth it. You are, and you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what you look like. You're worth it. And don't you damn forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all worth it. We're all human, so
Yes,
it's sometimes as simple as that.
it is.
Yep.
It is just that simple. And, sometimes it may seem like it's a difficult thing because of what we're going through. And, this slide back into wanting to control everything about people's bodies or who they determine themselves to be. And we have to, as much as it is easier to despair, think about our ancestors, how they fought, how they bled so that we could be here today the way we are. And how do we honor them moving forward? Because they bled so much so that we could have a right to vote, or even a right to just not be, in a situation that is harmful. And those are important things that we have to think about. And at how, okay, so my ancestors were able to survive this. They did all of this. How do I honor them? And that's by living, by finding your joy and, finding every little pocket of resistance you can. And, and keep your faith, keep your thoughts and all of that together too. Because honestly, from what I understand of having our previous thing, talking to different clerics and people like that, is that what
previous thing, you mean podcast?
Yes, shut up.
Like 20 years ago?
Yes, shut up, I'm talking. But like all of those people had the same thing, is that we're supposed to love one another. We're supposed to share and, bring each other up. We're supposed to strive for better understanding of ourselves, of our environment, and of other people, instead of tearing each other down. What extremists are doing, that is not at all what any of those 3 sacred books tell us to do. And if you think that's where you're supposed to go with it, you haven't listened to a fucking word any of those people said. And, sorry to get into religion and all, but that just pisses me off.
That's fair. Like, I sometimes wonder if they actually that's the thing. If you read it, well, why would you behave the way that they're behaving? So it's just sad, because I don't think these people believe in anything, but they're still using it as a tool of oppression, and that's disrespectful to the people who are practicing that religious. But also it's also interesting that those people don't see that the religious is being used as a tool.
Yes. And
Right.
it's supposed to be a tool for good, to, enlighten yourself, make yourself better. However you determine that, based on whether you're, following the Quran, Torah, or the Bible, it's supposed to be enlightenment. That's one of the major tenets. And enlightenment includes, learning and having people who are AFABs and, women learning, not just men. All of us being able to learn and become better. That's what our countries are supposed to be, is that they're supposed to be teaching us how to be better citizens so that we can share this, together, instead of fighting over the stupid piece of shit craps that they keep trying to, say we deserve. No, we fucking deserve the world because we live in it.
Yeah.
You said that well.
Thank you. Every so often I get a good thing. It's like my brain works, and it's like, whew, okay, now you can roll. The little hamster woke up.
So I have a quick question. You had talked about schooling and your advocacy and kind of how that went socially in school, especially in college since you've been in Canada. How has that been for you as far as like finding friends and community and college and stuff?
I found all of my friends through volunteering.
Through volunteering? Okay.
I think that's how you find your community. That's something that like I really care about, being involved in community. And I find it that it's easier to be friends with people who share that passion.
For sure.
I would say like I joked that like I lost all of my friends because we just moved to Ottawa, and I lost all of my coworkers, and I genuinely feel like I lost all of my best friends because those were the people who would like wake up in the morning and have the same passion as me to come to work and do the same, like support people. I would say like that's my answer. The easiest way is to like just find volunteering positions or just showing up. If you have the nerve, just show up. I don't. I need to like make sure that no one's gonna be like, why are you here? If I'm volunteering, I have a good reason to be there.
Even if you're not volunteering, though, you have a good reason to be there because you're a person. And, being with other people means you have every right to be there.
Yeah.
You don't need a special reason. You should never need a special reason to be somewhere. I mean, your glasses are awesome. They need to be seen everywhere. And, your smile is really fucking awesome too, and those are important, and you should be showing those. You're welcome. And it's just, we can't hide, and we can't let anybody else make us feel like we have to hide or that we're supposed to hide, because we miss out on so much beauty when we get it. I know it's easier said than done. I am like terrible about going out. Nope. I don't like going out alone. I want friends there or something like that. But we all still have to, tell ourselves that it doesn't matter. We're worthy of it. We can go whenever we want. It doesn't have to be by invitation, unless it's, of course, at somebody's house. Then yes, please, by all means, get an invitation. Don't just walk in and say, "Hey, I don't know you, but hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, unless it's a drop-in. We love drop-ins. You can just walk in.
Yeah. And just show up. Be yourself. I mean, that's what's important, is that we show up. We keep showing up. And, whatever is going on, inside, outside, and, we just have to keep showing up, because the more we show up, the more that they have to see that we're just as human as they are.
And like showing up again and again is like really the most important. It's like half of the work, because like you're gonna show up and people are just gonna start talking with you and people are gonna know you. And now I'm gonna quote Savage Penguin. I found my way through perseverance. That's it. But like as you said, like it's not easy sometimes. Like I feel like for me it's a lot like learned hiding away for protection. And I still like try really hard to practice little things, like even my glasses, to like not be hiding, because I know that I have a opportunity to just be myself and not hide here in Canada. And I need to do that for every single person who can't do it for whatever reason, whether they're in Canada, whether they're back in home. A little bit of it like goes to like just those big things: racism, sexism, like fat phobia, all of that. Like when you were saying that, I was like, oh my God. The one thing I do when I go shopping is that I tell myself that it's okay, fat people can shop too. Yes. And I know that fat people can shop too. I will never say that to anyone else. I will say it to myself. And like it's part of like that our brain being conditioned to like not take up space, and it's so important for us to take up space, because if I'm taking up space, which is I'm allowed to do, I'm a human in the society, I'm part of the society, I have a place. Other people will also like not be afraid to take up space however they want to take up space.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes like listening to your podcast like makes me feel less lonely. And you guys know that like when when Yazzie first like got to know you guys, like started like listening to all the episodes back to back.
We appreciate it.
Very much. I'm sorry.
But I like that it's a conversation. I'm just like having a talk with my buddies in the car on the way to work.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's what I want, because it's the conversations, it's those little tidbits of sharing each other, a little bit of each other, that makes everything more palatable.
Makes you feel normal,
Yeah.
not different.
And
Yeah.
and you know what?
Because we're not different.
We're not different, but we are different. And I know that sounds like what? But
Well, yeah.
it's
We're not
true.
bad different. We're all unique, but we're not bad different.
Yes, exactly. But yet what makes us the same is that we're all humans. And if Tubby Lardo of Orange down in the White House can get stuck in a bathtub, then the rest of us can go outside and be ourselves too. If JD Vance can fuck a couch, then the rest of us can go out and wear whatever glasses we want. We can wear the makeup that we want, have our hair however we want.
So I have a story about that. I've always
About
been
fucking a couch?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No.
Immediately more interested in it.
I've always been afraid of what other people think my whole life. And just, I think it was like last week or earlier this week, I went to the grocery store and it was like -2 degrees outside here. We're in Pennsylvania. And I was wearing like a snow hat, and usually I'd like feel very awkward wearing that. So I take it off before I get out of my car or do anything. Maybe I'll put my hood up. I'll never wear that outside. And I actually went in the store, walked around the entire store with the hat on, got back in the car, and I text Story and I said, guess what? I wore my hat through the store. It's something so little but so stupid, but it's so hard. Like you were saying, it's so hard sometimes just to show up as yourself.
And it's not stupid.
These are like such little like acts of like resistance that we can do. Like, I want to wear silly hats.
Yes, wear the silly hats.
I don't know if the hat is silly, but I'm assuming it is. That's why you didn't want to wear it.
No, it's not. It's just black with a little football team logo on it. It's not even silly.
And I, as a heavy person, as a fat person, I have had to struggle with that, growing up, going up and down on the scale, going from very skinny to bigger than I am currently. And all of those times I kept thinking, I'm not worthy. I'm not, I'm still too fat, even though I was a size 4. And it's because society tells us that the smaller you are, the better, especially if you're female or female presenting. And, even guys, male presenting, are still told you're not supposed to take up much, take up little space. And you know what? Fuck that shit. We have, if our bodies are big and we're still healthy in whatever way that is, then that's what matters. As long as we're not hurting ourselves, that's what matters. And, if my hip check means that you go bouncing from here to Timbuktu and back, then that's what it is. And I don't care, and that means I've got some awesome-ass hips. Not that anybody literally could do that, because that would be amazing, but still, you don't need to be thin to be loved. You don't need to be, and if you are thin, you don't need to gain weight just because people say, oh, eat a burger, bitch, or anything stupid like that. You are who you are, and that's okay. And we've got to stop trying to force ourselves to fit this, basically as it has been coming out, a pedophile dream, because we are being led by a bunch of fucking pedophiles. Fuck them.
Yeah. And like, I also think that, like, why do they want us to like take up so little space? Like, how are they benefiting from that? And they are benefiting from every little like
Yep.
moment of you're silent or like scooching down and hiding and not being loud, whether if it's like showing up, whether it's saying you're in this. Oh my God, like the pedophile dream that we are living in is like sinking in, and I'm like, I did not consent to this.
No,
Right.
we didn't.
None of us did.
None of us did.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important that we keep showing up as we are, in the wheelchair, with the crutches, as heavy people, as skinny people,
And
however we are.
It's a power thing. That's why they don't want us to fit, so that they can control it.
Because if you're too
It's
busy,
all power.
if you're too busy focused on, oh, I got to watch my calories, I got to watch what I eat, or I've got to eat more, you're not able to pay attention to what the other hand is doing behind your back.
Or what they're doing.
That's the other hand behind your back.
Okay.
Usually there's like, an analogy with two hands. I was trying to do that subtly, but
One of them feeding you not good food, and the other one taking your money.
yep.
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 And we can't be susceptible to that anymore. That regime is gone, and it's going to be gone. And we will rise from the ashes just like the phoenixes, because we are all beautiful phoenixes, and I can say that because I have a beautiful phoenix tattooed to my leg. And we need to, understand that, though, is that, sometimes we're going to be skinny, sometimes we're going to be flat-chested, sometimes we're going to have boobs that are so giant that you have to dig mounds out of sand in order to lay on your stomach. I had to do that. And it's okay. And we're going to go through, moments where we want that gender-affirming care, whether it's to fix our eyebrows or get the curly, long eyelashes, or to fix our hair, whatever it is.
All gender affirming care.
Yes, do it. If that's what makes you happy, do it. Don't do it because somebody tells you to. Do it because it makes you happy. And I'll be damned if anybody...
Trans people do it too.
Yes! Yes, they do. And the people that are against trans people do it. I mean, how many times has J.K. Rowling dyed her hair? That's gender affirming care, bitch. Or, shaved.
I haven't curled my lashes yet.
You don't need to. They're too long already.
You should do it. That's so fun.
I am always
I've been trying
terrified.
to convince Yazzie to let me do it, but they say it looks like a torture device.
It does. I'm sorry. It looks like a torture device.
I agree.
The first time I ever saw one of those lash curlers, I freaked out thinking, oh my God, my friend's doing like something horrible. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, isn't that like for drugs or something? And she's like, she's looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with you? Where have you been?
I don't know how you females or other whatever do that with your eyes, all the different makeup and stuff. I couldn't do it. I like to see it. I don't want to do it though.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
I promise you, like, these eyeliners are not matching up, but it's okay because we're on video call and you can't see it.
Yes.
Yes.
And even if
And
we
it's
were
not recorded video.
even if we were right up against, it's, there is such a thing as being polite and saying, and not saying, oh, you know what? I can see your makeup line going around your chin. You might want to blend that a little better. And, you don't say those things. That's not what you say to people. And
I see a cat.
yes.
Hello, baby. I see a dog. Oh my God.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, they are our babies.
That baby's gorgeous.
Was it a black cat?
Yes. I just saw her tail. It was,
That was so fun.
it
I was
is.
like, it's a cat. It's a dog.
Yeah, it was our cat Cinnamon and our puppy Reese. Well, she's not really a puppy. She's 5 years old, but
Yeah.
I still call her a puppy.
Always puppy.
Yes.
Always puppy.
She's our big Bernedoodle.
Oh.
And then, of course, Cinnamon is our all-black cat, who is my shadow. No, it is not on purpose. Just because I am part black did not mean that I purposely picked a black cat to be my shadow.
No one else thought of that but you.
Because I just think of weird things like that. My brain does that. And, well, I mean, our white cat was your shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're white, so I think of those things. I'm weird. Sorry.
I make decisions.
Yes.
Exactly.
They're like, look like this parent more. I'm gonna follow this parent around all the time.
Exactly.
I think I scared her because I would kick her whenever she would lay near me in the bed while I was asleep. Like, not on purpose, but I move a lot in my sleep, so I would always kick the cat, so no cat ever lays near me in the bed. So they all scooted to her side.
It is
I
true.
forced Luna to go like above my head because like apparently they're very hierarchical with their like actions. So if they're like sleeping at your leg, it means that they think they're your baby. And if they're sitting like sleeping on your head, it means that they think
You're their
I said
baby.
that backwards. You're their baby. So I forced Luna to like accept me as his baby because I don't want to kick him at night.
Yeah, mine end up like laying on my pillow. Sometimes she sleeps around my head. Sometimes she's like curled up against me, and I'm able to like wrap my arm around her, and I love that so much. It's just she takes up a lot of the bed though.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is if I'm running out of space on the bed and she keeps moving over, she doesn't care that I'm there. But if the cat's in her way and she tries to move over, she won't do it. She won't move where the cat is because she knows the cat's there and she can't interrupt her. But where I am, it doesn't matter. She'll just scoot me right off the side of the bed,
Because I don't notice you as much as I do the cats.
even though I'm 6'5" and the cat's like 1 foot tall.
Well, the cats rule the house, so
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can't really bother
I
them.
mean, the cat is much cuter than me, but
No. I mean, there's different levels of cute. There's animal cute, and then there's human cute.
Yeah, you can compete with animal cute.
Yes,
true.
nobody can.
That's true.
Except maybe a baby. Although I've seen some ugly ones. No offense, of course, but
It happens.
yeah, sometimes we.
I get baby fever, and then I see actual child, and I'm like, no, thank you.
And that makes sense. There are times when I would get baby fever, and I'm like, ooh, I want another one. And then I think about it, and I'm like,
Then you come home,
no.
and you
never
come
mind.
home, and you're like, nah,
Yep.
never mind.
No.
Our first one, our eldest, like, totally spoiled us. Made
As
us.
a baby.
Perfect child.
Yes! They were like the perfect baby. I had to wake her up in order to feed her, in order to make sure that they had their food and everything. And like they would go to sleep beautifully, and it wasn't that difficult. We could go for rides with her, and she was all happy and go lucky. And then she hit teen years and ended up like me. And then
Well, what did you expect?
I know. What was I thinking? And then my boys, my lovely boys, they were hell as babies.
Youngest was far worse than the middle
I
child.
don't know. They were both kind of hell as babies. Love them to pieces. Love them all to pieces. But they were hell as babies. And I have to agree with my mom that if my brothers came first, I'm sure I probably would not have been here. Because it is.
I was the trouble child because my mom always said she wanted 12 boys to have a football team, and then she had me, a fat little kid, and that was more than enough.
You took up for the 12 boys. A nice football
Yeah.
team.
Apparently, I used to climb straight walls, and they still like were not sure if I was neurodivergent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
Makes
They had
sense.
questions.
So we asked your partner.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I didn't want to say her name though. Shush, shush. We asked your partner how you two met, and they provided us with a nice little answer. So now I want to hear your side of how the two of you met.
We met on the dating app. We actually met a year before we met in person, and we like kind of talk. But like they were in Mississauga, I was in Waterloo. I didn't go anywhere, and then a year after that, I saw they posted on her used to have communities where you could like invite people to like queer events or like put a opinion piece, and they put like a little like thing about their music, and I was like, oh, I remember them, and I went to listen to their song, and I was like, this is awesome. And like that was like such a big growth, like over just like maybe 1 year. And then I like kind of slide into their DM and was like, hi, would you like to go on a date?
Awesome.
So, how long were you long distance relationship?
We were long distance for about a year,
That's tough.
maybe like 11 months technically. We couldn't
Yeah.
stay apart so more than
Yes,
that.
it is so hard.
Yeah.
We did it
But
for,
I had a rule. I was like, we need to meet once a week, otherwise it's not gonna work. And we made it work. I would like drive to
Awesome.
Yazzie. They would take the bus to me. Like it took a lot of effort, but it like built a very strong foundation.
It's worth it. Yep.
it is good. And I'm thrilled because I'm sorry, but the two of you together is like awesome and just fucking adorable, like beyond belief. It is just, and you guys, your happiness is so infectious. And I love it. That's what we need more of, is seeing such happy people being themselves and being together with the right person and just having a blast. Because you two are too cute. Like,
We're having a blast. Like I say like ever since I was a little kid, all I wanted was like basically Yazzie, like someone to love, and like they're everything I ever wanted. And of course I'm gonna like show them my affection. Like we have a friend who said we are what patriarchy is most afraid of.
yes,
Yep.
that is 100% true. Because,
And be proud of that too.
yes,
Be
definitely.
very proud of that.
Because patriarchy thrives on holding both men and women under the thumb. And then by being not, neurodivergent and non-binary and all of those things, you break the mold. And then being with somebody who is also non-binary breaks the mold even further. That means that there's more that we can be. And children will see that and be like, oh, wow. You mean I don't have to just be a man or a woman? I can be who I am, how I feel. I can be both, or I could be none. And
And you can find someone who's gonna see you exactly as you are
Right.
and love you.
right.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be arranged. It doesn't have to be, micromanaged. It can just happen. And that's what makes it best and beautiful and like awesome. And that's why I don't understand how you could be against that. Because seeing happy people, regardless of your gender or your class or anything like that, those stupid social constructs, is amazing. And it just makes me happier. It makes me feel good. And
Yeah.
how do you look at somebody and say, ew, when they're happy? I mean, unless it's one of those overly happy people, then yeah, I can say, ew, because they get annoying. But the normal happy people, how do you say ew to that?
I don't get it. It takes a special human to be like that.
It takes a special idiot. Okay,
It does take a special
yes. Because how do you lock yourself in so tightly that you can't enjoy love?
So I want to go back to what we were talking about with your relationship.
Yeah.
Did you get into music, being with Yazzie and all of their music? Has that kind of inspired you, or you just enjoy listening?
I enjoy listening. I always say I'm
fair.
not an artist. I'm just surrounded by artists. So I'm not like unfamiliar with music. I used to play instruments here and there,
Oh, what instruments?
but I played violin and bass, and like I used to go to those like classes for kids, and you play like what are the little thingies called? I don't know. My English doesn't work. Like they teach you flute and the little like
The
you know what I'm
xylophone?
talking about. Yeah.
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 Yeah, xylophone. So I was like always in music class, but nothing that like I wanna do or put out. More like I want to like play for myself when I'm when I feel like it. Um, but I'm really proud of Yazzie. I'm proud of like the work that they've been doing. They definitely like inspire me. Uh, the initial plan for this interview was for me to like kind of introduce my like YouTube channel and like not that like anyone like oh talking. We're going close to my sleep time, so the brain is not working anymore.
Understood.
Yeah, I wanted to start like putting some of the things I know about queer stuff, about equity, about diversity into like videos in Farsi, so
Oh, that
people
would
can
be
like.
beautiful.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yes.
That's for now just the idea. It's I'm trying to like. I really relate to what you were saying with hiding. I feel like with everything that this has been happening back in Iran, like I kind of have been going into hiding, but maybe that's definitely like the project that I've been cooking in my head and like putting some work into. And it's something that like Yazzie is definitely like a big part of like inspiring me to do that. I'm very camera shy, but they make me do music videos with them and be on their TikTok. And I want to be a good wifey, so of course I'm gonna do it.
Yep,
Um,
I'm kind of the
we're
same way.
also
I'm the shy, quiet person, and she kind of pushes me to do a little extra. And then, like, I would say start the YouTube. That sounds
Yes.
really good. And I think it would actually help you. Like me doing podcasts, even as a quiet person that doesn't talk normally outside of the house, it's helped me a lot. And doing the little videos I do on social media help me. And it's great.
what I will have next time we talk.
Yes.
Maybe,
And
maybe
the fact that you're putting it in Farsi is like, it just like, because I think it is such a beautiful language, and just being able to know that, I mean, unfortunately, I have troubles with foreign languages, so I'll mix them up. Like, I have been mixing French and German and Spanish in my head lately, so it's just wrong. It sounds awful. And so it's
it's a
just,
new language that you created. I'm sure it sounds fun
yeah, but it's a whole new language, basically. And
for people who know all three of those languages.
yeah, that's
There you
true.
go.
But I think it would be awesome to explain at how love and, non-binary and all of those things are in Farsi. I think would just be so poetically beautiful. I mean, some of the first, poems were written in, Middle Eastern languages like Arabic and such. And to use that and to create beauty about being queer and such, I think is almost like a huge full circle.
It's I'm hoping it will be like a little bit of way for me to like claim my voice in my own
Yes.
language because I do provide trainings about these topics and I know how to talk about them in English, but when it comes to Farsi, like I kind of just stop. Um,
But that's a part
yeah.
of just learning who you are and, incorporating all of those little bits and pieces of you into different ways. And I think it'll help you. It'll make you feel so much better. And just doing this has made me feel so much better about myself, and getting to meet such awesomely wonderful people and getting to talk to you has made a huge difference in me. And I think that sharing that little bit of you and in Farsi together, I think will just, reach new heights, as, cheesy as it sounds. But I think it'll be resonant because so many people speak Farsi and don't get to hear a lot about those things. Just like in English, we don't get to hear a lot about those things half the time because we're always so, cut off. And, sharing you, I think would be awesome.
I really hope that it will help me to like kind of find my voice
Yes.
in my own like mother tongue, but also like make other people feel less lonely. Like something that I've been really experiencing recently is to like seeing like what my government is saying, what the opposition is saying, but like not finding people like me who are talking about the issues. So
Right.
Be that voice
Yeah.
for yourself that you need, and everyone else will flock to it because they're going to be like, she's speaking up and she's sharing her voice. I can do it too. And, you know, just knowing that you can makes a huge difference. And sharing that makes a huge difference to the world. I mean, so many people will be thrilled you doing that. And I genuinely believe that.
I agree.
I'm gonna start putting the work in.
And I think as you find the people and they come and listen, you'll find a community that's going to help you and make you realize that you can show up as yourself.
Yeah.
I think it'll make a big difference. That's how this has helped me, this
You're
podcast.
absolutely perfectly gorgeous. Just shove it out there. Show up. And people will love it. And if they don't, they have to answer to me. You tell them to come to me. If I have to learn bad words in Farsi, I'll do it.
I'll teach you all the bad words.
Yay!
What are
I
a few
like-
examples?
Yes.
Oh,
You don't even have to tell us
Okay.
what they mean. You can just say them
this
in
is not
person.
like really bad, but I think like for a person who like values themselves, it's gonna hit them hard. So we're gonna say be adapt.
Be adapt.
Okay.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Also.
It's very polite, but you're saying that like you have no manners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Yep.
Awesome.
I know so little about Farsi. I don't think I've even heard much Farsi spoken, so that would be fascinating to learn and
It
to
would
hear.
be. It's I believe it's one of the oldest languages, one of the older languages spoken, and it's just amazing listening to it. And I don't know how people in all of those different languages speak so fast, though, because it just
I'm sure we speak fast to them.
yeah, we probably do.
Speak fast. We Persians are like very mellow.
Yeah,
I think that that's a very easy way of like telling the difference between like Farsi and like maybe Arabic or like even more similar languages like Urdu and stuff. We're very chill.
yes. There's always that out of every group of languages. There's always that one group that's like so chill and just like, hey, how's it going? See you later. And then there's always that one group that's like so uptight that you wonder how they even get like any clothes on because they're like just so wound up. It's like, do your body parts even move? And so I believe that Farsi would be very, very chill.
Very chill.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
I love this conversation.
Yes. Is there?
With you guys.
Did you
Anytime.
want to let people know where they can find you or your advocacy online, or if the YouTube is ready? Anything?
I'm going to send everyone to my partner's Instagram and TikTok, Savage Penguin Official. I occasionally appear there and then put my little nuggets of, I don't
Knowledge.
know, just being involved.
That works.
That works. I like that. And I really, really, really thank you for joining us and
Yes,
speaking
thank you.
with us. And I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you.
I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for for having me.
Anytime.
And I loved seeing the floofs. Tell all of them I love them
Will
and
do.
maybe like give them kisses.
Definitely.
Will do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be, coughing up fur balls for a while, but yes. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Othering Podcast by Mike and Dory. Please like and follow us on all of your favorite social media.
The Othering Podcast is produced by LoudCore Productions, graphics by Josh, and music by Jordy James.